Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning, everyone. I'm Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays, and this is Morning Wood right here on the Max Wagers Network. Everybody, like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications before we get going. And also, let's not forget about our promo, our official sponsor, BetMGM. They've got a promo code for you guys. If you're a new account and you would like up to $1,000 in a risk-free first bet, well, download that app and use the promo code morning. That's going to get you all hooked up. So Detroit Lenny's not here today. He's got some dental stuff going on today and tomorrow, so you guys are stuck with me. But I do have special guests lined up. Today I've got Terry Edelman on talking about the Vikings. I've got Sammy P from Nesson talking about the Patriots. And then tomorrow, Joe Madden and I can't remember my other one. Daniel Henderson. Joe Madden's going to come talk Chargers. Daniel Henderson is going to come talk Bills. All right. And that will kind of complete our week of week one recapping, I guess you could say. I just wanted to tap in with some of our pro cappers, some of our friends of the show, and see what they were into. As far as their favorite teams went. In the last Woodies standing contest, where is it? Lex Steele wins. Jock Diesel, Lex Steele, whatever you want to call him. He is the last Woody standing, and he took down $200. So congratulations, Lex Steele. Lex Steele wins $200 and a Morning Woody t-shirt. And the last Woody standing. Cool. In the other last Woody standing, we've got, in the one going on right now, we have, let us see, 19 minus 3 would be 16 of you remaining. 16 left. I fell out. That's what I did. I fell right out. But I went 2-0 in my Handicapper. Hi, Brandon. How are you, sugar? I'm good. I am kind of digging on the Astros over today. I know Higgs was on that. I love it when I think of a play and then Higgs is already betting on it. That makes me feel so good about my life. Bruce. Yeah, he likes the Brewers too. That was another Higgs pick. He picked the Giants under. That's been like my Handicapper pick I've been rolling with, is that Giants under. So I'm definitely on that. That's my jam right there. What else was I looking at? I was looking at the Red Sox. They have won 3 in a row. Pirates have lost 6 in a row. It's a little bit juicy, but I don't know if I'm willing to run line it just yet. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm not exactly sure if I'm ready for a run line there. What do you like? You like the Padres minus 1.5? Let's see where some money's at on some of these. We'll see what's up with the get down. I got to load my stuff up. Terry will be here in about 10 minutes, and we'll get that party started. Padres, the Friars, you'll say. At home against the Nationals. I always like to fade the Nationals. We've got you Darvish on the mound. It's a minus 405, which by the laws of Nick Earl mean that you take the Nationals because no MLB team is worth a minus 300 or above. I do just want to look at some streaks. This is kind of a part of my jam. Nationals have lost 2 in a row. Whoa. The Padres have won 1 in a row, so no huge streaks going on there. Well, good luck to you, Frank. Good luck to you. Corbin Burns over 7.5 strikeouts. They're still playing the Dodgers, aren't they? Let me double check this. No, they're not. I feel like I did a free pick on this. Yeah, they are. Corbin Burns and Andrew Heaney. I want to say I did this pick with Tim, and he went for the Brewers yesterday. Minus 120 is what that is at. DeGrom, 8 strikeouts. That was one of my Capitans yesterday, was Braves over, Giants under, and I got them both. So I'm just looking at those Braves and Mets games to go over. I don't really care who's on the mound. Scherzer did not scare me at all. Hi, Mr. Stimulus OG. Stimulus OGimulus. Hi, Lexington Steel. Look, I made you a banner. Lex Steele wins the last Woody standing. You got it on a good week when it was a $200 pot. So that is excelente. Congratulations, Lex. Hi, Tim. You're going to go with the Mystics plus 3.5. I saw your Liberty cashed yesterday. Very nice. Very nice. You went 2-0 yesterday, didn't you? Because the Aces covered 16. That's what it was. And I know you had 14 with the other guys, but that was a HC. Okay, so this is Mystics plus 3.5 American points. Okay, got it. You got it. Pirates seem interesting. I know 6-game losing streak. Series odds 2-1. Red Sox was plus 120 before the series. Oh, yeah? That's just, it's a getaway. You know, the Red Sox are going to play. I know the Pirates stay at home, and then the Red Sox go to the Orioles. Orioles are going home. So getaway days are all, like we saw the Orioles yesterday. They were on a getaway. So that kind of like freaks me out. No, they weren't. Today's their getaway. Well, it is a getaway because they're playing the Cubs now. They switched series. That's what it was. They went from at the Blue Jays to now they're home at the Cubs. They play the Cubs for one game. The Orioles do, and then the Red Sox come in on Friday. So it was a getaway day. So my bad. Yeah. So yeah, that's the point, is on a getaway. It makes me want to fade the Red Sox and dig on the Pirates. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to lay a run. Oh, you did 6. Oh, because you bought the points. That's what it was. You bought the points. Okay, there it was. But straight up, it didn't work out. No worries. No worries, man. No worries at all. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. Let me look into the live odds real quick and see if we've got anything standing out to us right out of the gate. 3.5. Who are the Mystics? I don't know the Mystics. The Dallas Wings, Connecticut Sun, Seattle Storm, Washington Mystics is what I'm thinking. And that's out of 4 if it is Washington. The Washington Red Apples, I'd get on board with that. How many are left is about, I think it's 16. We're going to go 16. Corey Flagler, James Mounts, Jay Jones, Roddy Molina, Sean Austin, Tony Plus, Stimmy OG, Tate the Great, Velco, J Miz, Alan Miles, Tim Earl, Matt Drake, Juan Miguel, Rickett Picks, and EJ the DJ. You guys are still all in it today. Hi, Corey Flagler, my love. You're going to take the A's on the run line. Okay, let's see what's up with them today. A's, I'm guessing that's a plus 1.5. Did you say run line or money line? Run line. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. And what are the A's doing today? They've got Logue on the mound at the Rangers against Dane Dunning. Yeah, definitely the plus number there. I don't hate that. I don't hate it at all. Thursday. Let me see what this was. Yeah, they beat him 7-2 yesterday. Didn't they beat him the day before that also? No, it was that run line situation because we were all on the run line. Nonetheless, I don't dislike this play one bit. Oakland's won their last 2. All right. So this will close out the series for them. Or the Rangers can attempt to tie it. We'll see what happens. Let's see where the money's at on that puppy. That little pupski. Boom, boom, boom. We got football going on. That's a thing. Very exciting. Pow. All right, there we go. We got the Bears and the Seahawks going down tonight. 5 p.m. real time. Seahawks are minus 3.5. The total's 39.5. Do you Woodies have any thoughts on the preseason game that's happening tonight? You're going to the Texans game? That's so fun. I want to go to the Texans game. Whoa. Look at Stop. I have a special guest and Lenny's gone. I had to wear something nice. That's what I felt like. I got new clothes. You guys might not know this about me, but a few years back, me and my best girlfriend started something called the Open Closet Project, and it's all trade-based. So, like, you grab all your clothes that you don't fit in anymore, and then, like, 10 of your friends do the same thing, and we would organize a thing where everyone would trade and swap clothes. We actually had a storefront in downtown Las Vegas for a bit, but this is Open Closet Project. I got to trade because I traded stuff out. So thank you, Tate the Great. Hi, Ryan Earl. How are you doing? I want you to meet my kiddo because your brothers beat up on my kid pretty good, and they said that they like to beat up on you too. And you're not that into it, so they can beat up on Escher, and then we can hang out and do science or something like adults, Ryan, like adults, and we'll let the other three do their thing. You like you do like those Pirates then. So now we're looking at some things. Pirates first 5 on the run line for the stimulus. Pirates first 5 plus 0.5. Bam, you're in. You're in with the in crowd. Shimmy. Da Bears. Let's go undefeated in the preseason. All right. So Bears for Tate. What's up? I burped a little. What's up, Julie Carly? How are you doing, my friend? I'm sorry I haven't been in the Parlay chat much. I'm trying to get out of town. It's like forever. Like Josh needs to stay here for Friday through Sunday, and then Brianna needs to stay here from Monday to Wednesday. And like, can Brianna use my car? But can I just go out of town? Like, for crying out loud. How much public money are the Mets getting with DeGrom? Probably a bunch of it. Let's see. We've got 78% of the money is on the Mets. 73% of the tickets is on the Mets. That number is moving accordingly, a minus 115. Up. I'm seeing a 125, 127, 129 even out there. So it's definitely going that way. But y'all know I've been on the Braves. That's kind of been my jam, is Braves over. That's kind of been my whole little jam. And I want the Braves to win. So there's that. 78% isn't too bad. You're going to see the 49ers playing against the Texans. Will there be ifs? What are ifs? Like ands and buts, candy and nut. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, Terry. We'd all have a Merry Christmas. How's it going?
Not too bad. How's it going?
Fantastic, as per usual. Just, holding it down. Yep. Do you have any feelings on the game that's going on tonight, the NFL game, Bears and Seahawks?
I want to bet the under. I really do. Okay. I really want to bet the under. I just don't like how high scoring preseason has been so far.
Right.
I really feel like this is an underplay, but I haven't got to it yet, just because of how preseason has gone so far.
I don't fear the under. I don't fear it because I feel like that first week was a little bit of a fluke, and now all those lines have gone up so much that it'll be easier to hit unders.
The quarterbacks in this matchup are going to be pretty bad. So
yeah,
I don't really expect a lot of offense. That's why I want to take the under. We'll see if I get there. It was 40, and then when I looked, it was like 39 at most
39,
spots.
Yeah.
I'd like to get if it moves to 40.
You could always buy it up too. Don't forget about teases, people. Teases are always a good time. Everyone likes a good tease. Yes, big congrats to Lex Steele. You'll be there next week, but you'll bring your own car. Problem. Sure, you could stay here, but yeah, bring your own car. Rickett likes. Oh, he's going to take the under for his last Woody standing pick.
Awesome.
Okay, let me type him in. I'm a little jammed right now, Terry, because I'm doing other people's jobs. Well, not other people. I'm doing Lenny's gig. And, I'm not the best at multitasking sometimes.
Oh, I feel you.
Ifs. Last footy. Oh, are we going to do last footy standing? Yeah, probably. We'll get that going on. We'll make that happen once Lenny gets back. Bears over for Breaking Vegas. Who's with you today? So we'll get to you. Sorry, I just wanted to get through that little round there. This is Terry Edelman. He is a friend of the show. You might see him. He's always on Total Chaoses, although we've had like Total Chaos this week. We haven't been able to put one out yet in 3 days. It was the internet, then it was scheduling, and then yesterday none of the lines were out. So it's just not the best time for Total Chaos. But Terry Edelman, I thought I had your banner. I don't know where it is. Tell them about yourself. And he's here to talk Vikings. He's a Vikings guy, so he's going to talk to us about the Vikings and what he sees. So go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, you can follow me at Let's Go Wild Picks on Twitter. I have a show, Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, that I do Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays at 1, Sundays at noon. We go over right now baseball. but football will be happening shortly as well. Going to have a Wednesday show specifically for football, going over every game on the slate. So that'll be exciting as well. But yeah, I'm a Vikings fan, and I expect a lot of offense from the Vikings this year. That's something I'm really looking into is the offense.
Okay, so talk to me about quarterbacks. What are we looking at here? Who do we have lined up to throw the old pigskin this season?
Yeah, it's basically Kirk Cousins or nothing.
Okay.
If for some reason Kirk Cousins goes down, the Vikings are absolutely screwed. They do not have a capable backup. But yes, I do think that Green Bay is going to take a slight step back this year, and the Vikings lost a lot of games by close scores, so field goals, touchdowns. They lost a lot of games late, and mainly that's because of Zimmer and Kirk Cousins did not see eye to eye. That's publicly known.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, a new coach in here, an offensive-minded coach. So I'm excited for this season, and I think the Vikings will definitely give the Packers a run for their money for the division title.
Well, that's exciting. Oh my gosh. What's Queen of Pentacles? How did this get here? Okay. I clicked on something. It's like, you are the Queen of Pentacles. I'm like, am I? I had no idea. I got to reschedule my day because I feel very busy. Okay, so winning the division, we're into that. Kirk Cousins, Brandon, is the all or nothing guy. So who else? Who's surrounding Kurt? Who's he throwing to? Who's he handing off to? How does that look for the Vikings?
Well, the Vikings have two really good running backs,
Okay.
and Alexander Madison and Dalvin Cook.
Right.
So one of the main things for the Vikings will be keeping Cook healthy. He does get injured, and not.
We all do.
Yeah, there's so many injuries in football, so that is something to keep in mind. But a healthy Cook is really good for the running game for the Vikings. Justin Jefferson, I'm going to be betting his touchdown prop a lot. I may bet it every game. I may just bet it every game and see how it goes. But it'll be plus money, certainly at times. And Jefferson is definitely the go-to guy when it comes to receivers. But you also have Adam Thielen there as well. And he's definitely a really good receiver. So Vikings team total over is going to be something I'm going to be looking at very often. Justin Jefferson, touchdown props. Probably won't be a lot of value with Cook touchdown props, but I'll obviously look to see how things go. And kind of things will change too during the season. There'll be lesser known guys that I target as well. But Jefferson is the guy when it comes to receiving.
Okay, perfect. So, excuse me. So then what is on the slate for the Vikings this week on Saturday? You guys are at home. The Niners are visiting you. It started at Minnesota -3. I see it up to a -4.5. And that total did, like we said, tick from a 40 to a 39. What are you seeing in this? How are the Vikings as a preseason team? Are they one of those give a craps or don't give a craps?
They haven't really done very well lately. The new coach that's what is mainly affecting me when it comes to the Vikings in preseason is I don't know what to make obviously of the new coach and how he's going to do things versus how Zimmer did things. So obviously a new coach really makes a difference.
What does he specialize in? Like, was he an OC or a DC, or is he just
I'm
someone's
pretty
cousin and he
sure
was standing around? They needed to hire someone quick, you know.
I'm not 100% sure on that. He was with the Rams, but from what I've heard and read, he's an offensive-minded coach.
Okay, well, that works then. I mean,
Yeah.
it puts points on the board, right?
And Jefferson is definitely a stud. Yeah, he's the main guy for the Vikings offense.
The main guy. Okay, so we are definitely looking for. Okay, sorry, I was like reading up on him real quick. the old coach. Who's your new coach? That's what we were talking about. Kevin O'Connell. Right, is his name. Okay, so we know he's more offensive minded, and we're looking for some new things. 10th coach in franchise history, coming off a Super Bowl victory. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what he does. I was a Zimmer fan for most of his tenure, but it wasn't working at the end, and eventually teams need a new coach.
Yeah.
Eventually, all teams need a new coach, unless you're Belichick. Other than him, every other.
We're going to talk about them next, actually.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, not a bad coach at all. It's, joins the Vikings after serving as the OC for the Rams for the past 2 seasons. He led the Rams to finish 9th in total offense, 372 yards per game. And this helped his unit rank 2nd in plays at 50 yards plus. So that's a good look. And yes, we know it's like first year, so kinks need to get worked out and things like that. But hey, it's not a bad start, man. Not a bad start at all.
Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure what to expect when it comes to preseason. Probably won't bet the Vikings much in preseason.
Okay.
Preseason, I'm kind of just dipping my toes into it. Kind of looking to see the huge lineup advantages. But I may not really go target the Vikings too much in preseason.
Okay, that's fair. Well, and especially when they're playing the Seahawks and the Seahawks are going through their is it Geno, is it Lock, is it Geno, is it Lock moment, and trying to figure that out about themselves.
Yeah.
Because you've got a little bit of decent competition right there, just trying to figure that out. I mean, it's not like, oh, wait, no, you're not that. You're 49ers, aren't you? Sorry.
Yeah, 49ers.
Sorry, my bad. Tonight is the 49ers, or is the Seahawks. Okay,
yeah.
I'm all jumbled, y'all. I need Lenny. I need Lenny back, sugar balls. I'm talking football without you. Our Texans coach is well with Smith. Texans hurt my stomach. Vikings take a step up, but Green Bay still runs the division.
Losing Adams is going to hurt. I think their offense is going to take a slight step back, but they still have a good defense. So, yeah, and they still have Rodgers. So,
yeah, but Rodgers is getting older and older. I mean, when does that time stop that we say they still have Rodgers? How many years do you think he has left on him? Chat, you answer this too. How many years does Rodgers have left?
He needs to start declining, I think, which I think happens this year. But I don't think it's going to be a huge decline. But I think it'll be enough of a decline that we notice it, and the Vikings will compete for the division.
I don't know. Rodgers seems to me like every year he gets a little bit more uninterested. Like the Packers organization might not necessarily treat him properly, and he's like has vitamins he needs to go take and yoga he needs to go do, and he just seems uninterested to me.
Vitamins, you mean mushrooms, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Okay. Yes, because I was going to mention that as well. He likes to have fun, I guess you could say.
Who doesn't? Rodgers has 2 or 3 years left, says Tim Earl. All right. When could we be done with Brady? Because I'm so over that storyline, I could die.
Tim, I was so happy that I got to break the news to Tim that Tom Brady was coming out of retirement. Because it was an exciting day for Tim. He was so excited. His favorite quarterback is back in the NFL. So Tim was very excited to hear that.
Shaq gives Rodgers 4 years. I mean, I could definitely see him going more, I think 3-4 is right about where we're at here. He's not on his way out, but he's definitely not on his way up either. Here's Rickett. It's a new rookie in town, Romeo Dobbs. Keep an eye on him. Good replacement for Adams, still a rookie, but has been impressing in preseasons in so many ways. Have you heard of him?
No, I'm not really heavily when it comes to hockey. I know all the players and prospects
and Russian table tennis. I'm the same way.
But with football, it's
I think that's part of my why I've always been into baseball and basketball. Football's been tough for me, not only because I didn't play football. For someone who I don't want to say for girls, but for people who didn't play football to really understand the game on the level that like Lenny or my guy Josh, the way they understand it, I'm never going to get there because I can't, I've never physically kind of done it before, and also their faces are covered up. I can't see you. It's hard for me to remember who you are because your face is always covered up. And so just memorizing all the players and knowing all the, positions and all that stuff can kind of get overwhelming for me at sometimes. And hockey, their faces are covered up, but there's only like 10 of them, like you got one line and then you got your other line and then the goalie guy and then the captain guy or whatever. And that's how I wrap up hockey right there.
Yeah.
That's it. Black and white. That's how it goes. Rogers has spoken very highly of him, the rookie, and he does not do that about anybody. He does that about himself. I'm just saying. Brady is running from Giselle. The man may never retire. It's funny because most other men run to Giselle. Brady's going the other way. All right. That's fair. Who are you liking in baseball today, Terry? Let's change gears. We've only got a couple minutes left before Sammy gets here, and I'll let you go. Who do you like in the baseball today?
I know a lot of people are going to be against me on the show here in this one, but I am backing the LA Dodgers here.
Okay.
I am happy to go against Corbin Burns. He has actually not had he hasn't played very many games against the Dodgers, but when he has, it has not really gone too well. I also like the fact that Heaney is a lefty. Brewers do not hit lefties very well. They're not in the same category as Cleveland and Miami with being absolutely horrible against lefties, but they're not very good at hitting lefties. And the Brewers, Heaney will probably go 3 or 4 innings, so not a whole lot. But I just like the Dodgers, and I got them at minus 114. They're now at plus money, so you can find the Dodgers. It's basically because Mookie Betts is not in the lineup.
Okay, that I was going to ask. That looks Dodgers, a little bit easy.
Yeah, but I'm not exactly. I'm not afraid. Okay, yeah, Tim likes the Brewers, and hey, I can see why.
He's been cruising with him in the series. I'm kind of I typically stay off of Dodgers games. I was on the Brewers the other day when that little Pepe guy, guy, when he was pitching, I was on the Brewers on that day because I didn't know that guy. And I'm like, well, if I don't know you, then I'm not going to bet on you. And Tim was really high on them. So I was all for it. I have a rule. I call this the Pamela Anderson rule. No matter how hot you are, there's some guy out there who's tired of banging you. And that's just important for all women to remember, and men. No matter how hot you are, there's someone out on this earth who's tired of banging you. So get your act right on. You're fading the Nats. What do you think? I know you're our resident Canadian when Joe Madden's not here. Blue Jays, Bettors on the road. That's kind of an auto fader for me. What do you think?
I could literally spend the next half hour of the show talking about the Blue Jays, so I'll keep it real short. I've not liked what I've seen lately whatsoever, and I've been kind of not ready to hit the panic button. But I did really like that offensive explosion yesterday. The same thing happened with the Yankees. They kind of had an offensive explosion as well. They haven't been playing very well. So neither team has been playing very well. I did take Toronto team total over 3.5, which was minus 115. Usually that's minus 5.5. I know the Jays aren't really hitting right now, but they have hit Montas well in the past. And then I also did take the Blue Jays money line for a half unit. Bettors, not very good on the road. That's for sure. But I think he's I don't want to say he's due for, because nobody likes the due factor, but right. I look for him to have a better game here tonight. Keep the Blue Jays in it.
And it's not a bad spot because with the exception of last night's game, the Yankees did beat the Rays 8-7. But before that, it was Yankees scored 1, Yankees scored 0, Yankees 0, Yankees 3, Yankees 2, Yankees 3, 0, 9, and 9. So they, after those 2 games at the beginning of August, they really went on a huge hitting slump that just kind of their bats woke up last night. But do they stay woken up or not? So, and like you said, Blue Jays do like to hit off of them. So we'll see. Blue Jays woke up a little bit yesterday too.
Yeah.
Watson banned 11 games, $5 million in cash. That's official.
Yeah, it is. I kind of laughed at the 5 million. I said, will he even notice that missing from his bank account?
So that's basically, it's pretty much the whole season, right? There's 17 in a season. So
He'll be
that's
back to face Houston, his former team.
ha ha.
Yeah,
Geez, I wonder if that was at all
I
contrived or if it
know.
just happened that way. I mean, it
It's such a
probably just
coincidence.
happened that way, right? Just like how Baker's playing the Browns in his first game, and Russ Wilson's playing the Seahawks in his first game, and Von Miller's going to play the Rams in his first game. That's probably all just a coincidence, right?
Of course, of course.
100%. Okay, because nothing's rigged in sports betting.
Oh, no.
Rigged is maybe not the word. Contrived would be the word. Odd as I am, there's a few that got tired of banging me. Go figure. Same of all things. Jose Barrios is batting practice almost like Jake Odorizzi level. I'm glad that you all believe in the Jake Odorizzi thing a year after I brought it to your attention. Now it's a thing. Last year it wasn't. Screw the Yankees with this dumbass second half they're having. He's a
See, they're
Yankee
just lucky that the teams below them are kind of
are far.
well, nobody's gone on a run. Like if the Rays or the Jays were to go on a run this last like 10 games, then this would be a much different story. But neither team is taking advantage of the Yankees slump right now.
Well, I mean, the Houston passed them in the American League, but still in their division in the AL East, 73, and then the Rays are down 62, so they are way behind them. But Houston does have 76 wins, so that's what's happening. Yeah, Yankees injuries always hurt them. That's kind of par for the course with them. Like 11 is such a random ass number. They did not make that on absolute purpose. I know, like 11 is where it's at. That makes sense. All right, Terry. Well, thank you so much for jumping in. My next guest is here. Guys, everybody follow Terry Edelman at Let's Go Wild Picks. And then Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, he's got Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. And then Saturday and Sunday, he does some shows too, noon, 1. You kind of mix that around. But I know for sure Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, Getting Wild with Terry and Friends is going on. So check that out. Also, hot tips on the Vikings from Terry. Keep your eyes on Justin Jefferson for touchdown props all season long. All right. This guy has got it going on. He's a stud. And then for the rest of the season, you might want to keep your eye out for Vikings team totals to go over. Keep your eyes on those as well. Terry, thank you so much for popping on the show today. It's always a pleasure to have you on. And guys, go check him out and follow him. Thanks, Terry. I'll see you later.
Thanks. See everyone. Smash the like button.
Yes, smash the like. Thank you.
Have a good one. See ya.
Bye. All right, up next, we're going to talk some Patriots. I'm sure you guys remember Sammy P. He's from Nesson. What's going on, Sammy?
Plus money, honey. What's cracking? I'm getting ready for this game. This line has been like really all over the place. We got news yesterday. The Panthers are playing pretty much nobody in the preseason game on Friday. So Carolina went from a 2.5-point favorite to a 2.5-point dog. And it sounds like Bill Belichick and company are going to play a lot of the offensive starters. So that seems to be the game plan as we sit here on a Thursday now and get ready for the game tomorrow. It sounds like a lot of starters for the Patriots and not a lot of starters for the Panthers.
Okay, so isn't it like typical of Belichick to not really care too much in the preseason?
Well, he hasn't historically, but remember, he had Tom Brady for all of those seasons.
So
and it's a different, it's a different situation this year because they have installed a brand new offense. Josh McDaniels is now the head coach of the Raiders, as you know, and they are now using more of like a zone blocking type scheme, and they removed the fullback. They're using shots down the field more, but they also like don't know who's calling plays. So the rhythm is really lacking right now in New England because you have a second-year quarterback who had a pretty solid season last year as a rookie in that scheme that they've run for so many years, but now they've changed everything. And they have no number one wide receiver. They don't know who's going to be making the decisions on offense. And now Mac, we've seen reports that Mac is basically teaching the coaches what to do. And that's not usually a good idea when you have the season right around the corner. But no, this is a weird preseason where they need to find rhythm on offense because they just don't have it right now.
Jeez Louise. So what are your I mean, do you feel like when regular season comes, things get pulled together? Are they in the kind of division where they're still going to be, top part of the elite? Or what are your like team total wise, season team total wise, you know what I'm trying to say? Sorry, I'm like reading three things at one time.
No, it's fine. I think the way to play the Patriots this year is to look at some of the Mac Jones props because,
Okay.
their number off a 10-7 season last year at 8.5. When a book opens a number 8.5 off a 10-win team, they're already telling you they're not going to be that good, or they overachieve, or maybe both for that matter with this team. But by all accounts, Allie, they're going to be throwing the ball more. So that bodes well for Mac Jones to get those chunk plays and to pick up a lot more yards than he did last year because, the Patriots, even at the end of the Brady regime, they were a run-first team that set up the pass through the run. That doesn't seem to be the case this year. They have Damian Harris, they have Ramondre Stevenson, but I feel like both of the props on Mac, the passing yardage number, which you can find at like 38.50, and the touchdown number, 21.5, 22.5, I think Mac could throw 30 touchdowns this year. And that's because the Patriots are probably going to be down in more games than they were last year because the AFC East is better. The AFC as a whole is better. I mean, think about all the people that have joined the AFC. Russell Wilson, Von Miller, Khalil Mack, Devontae Adams, Matt Ryan. Like the teams are just better as a whole. So the conference will be better. The division will be better, which probably means the Patriots will be down in more games. And they will need their best player or their more important player, Mac Jones, to throw the football. So I think both of those player props are worth a look. I do like the touchdown number more than the yardage number. 22.5 in the modern day NFL is not a lot. And they play 17 games now. I really think 30 is attainable for Mac in this new offense.
Now, okay, so good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. If Mac goes down, you guys have some problems. You got this Bailey Zapp guy, and being a Houston Texans person, I know exactly who the frick Brian Hoyer and his stupid butt are. So talk to me. If Mac goes down, what happens?
They win 5 games, maybe.
That's it.
You hate to think that way, but he really is their most important player this year. If he's not healthy and he's not upright, there will be issues. The only silver lining for New England is that they always tend to have a good offensive line. And even going back to the Brady years, like Brady only got hurt one time in New England. He tore his ACL and they had to go to Matt Castle. And even that team won, I think, 8 or 9 games, missed the postseason. But the offensive line is always the best part of the Patriots offense. So I don't even want to go there. But, I mean, the drop-off from Mac to Brian Hoyer is probably 4 or 5 points. But the problem with the Patriots is I don't think their roster as a whole is good enough to win as many games as they won last year. I mean, they don't have a number one wide receiver. They don't have a number one corner. They lost J.C. Jackson to the Chargers. The year before, they lost Stephon Gilmore. So they don't have a number one wideout. They don't have a number one quarter. They have a new offense with a coordinator that's never called plays before. Mac can overcome a lot of that, but I still think this team has to learn how to win. And if he's not out there, good Lord, 4 or 5 wins, maybe.
And apparently they need to learn how to work together. I heard Kendrick Bourne, was that his name, got dismissed from practice after fighting. And I mean, like, if you're Bill Belichick and you're like the king of the world, the king of the NFL world for as many years as you were, how does it get to this point, Bill? Like, was there just like no due diligence when it came to planning what might happen next? Should Brady, I don't know, retire someday or leave the team? How did it get to this dire of straits for the, almighty Patriots?
Well, I think it's a very good question. I think the biggest problem with Bill Belichick is that he can do whatever he wants. Now, when you win all the Super Bowls that he's won, he certainly gets the benefit of the doubt. And I think Patriots Nation would admit that, he brought them success they never even dreamed of with all those Super Bowl trophies. That being said, I mean, he's on the wrong side of 70 now, and he's sort of making these decisions that, I mean, they don't really make sense, but he gets the benefit of the doubt because he's one of the best coaches in the history of American sports. But I don't understand how he takes a defensive coordinator and a special teams guy and says, all right, you guys are going to run the offense. Like, in what world does that fucking make sense? It'd be like bringing a salesperson to do accounting or bringing a marketing person to be on the air. Like, it doesn't really make sense.
Right.
But because it's Bill, I think Patriots fans are inclined to give him the benefit of the doubt and give him time to figure it out. But I mean, I don't, that would not be my game plan if I was trying to win football games. I would bring in an offensive mind and a good offensive coach to run my offense.
Yeah.
He didn't do that.
You
And
think?
it's mind-boggling.
Well, I mean, even like the Vikings, right? They got Kevin O'Connell from the Rams, 2 years, won a Super Bowl. Don't you think he might like to go to the Patriots and be behind Bill Belichick, who, like you said, on the wrong side of 70, is probably going to need a head coach in a year or so? You know, how much time do you think Belly has left?
I've heard a couple people say this may be the last year. Now, we don't know really what Bill wants to do. Bill doesn't, he doesn't give you anything. He doesn't say anything. Look, Robert Kraft eventually this guy can't coach until he's 90. So you would think that they would eventually think toward the future. Yeah, Kevin O'Connell would be a great follow-up to Bill Belichick, but they're not looking for the next plan yet. They're putting all their eggs in the Belichick basket. And, for years, the talk around Boston was, well, when Bill's ready to retire, Josh McDaniels will take over. Josh McDaniels is like, I'm not waiting any longer. I'm going to Vegas. So they don't have a backup plan. I think that's worse. I think the backup coaching situation is worse than the backup quarterback situation.
Yeah. I mean, because there's players out there you can draft and trade and free agent. You can make things happen. You'll get a whole new crop of them in this year's draft, But coaching, I say it all the time, coaching matters, especially when I'm handicapping college basketball. One of the top 5 things I'm looking at is your coach. Before I even care who's out on the court, I want to know who's coaching you, because then I know what kind of pedigree and what kind of grit you've got out there. Does Bill Belichick get tested for dementia, for old agey stuff? I'm asking.
Can I plead the fifth on this one, please?
Can what, Skip?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on this one. I don't think he's been tested for dementia. I have no idea. Like I said, it's a situation where he's won so much, and he basically can do whatever he wants. Eventually, ownership's going to have enough, though, because let's look at the last couple seasons without Tom Brady. That's the great divide, right? The Crafts went with Belichick instead of Brady, and the first year without Brady, Cam Newton leads them into the dumpster. Last year, they make the postseason and lose by 1 million points to the Buffalo Bills. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what do you do in year 3 post-Brady? If they miss the postseason.
And meanwhile, Brady's out here winning Super Bowls and going to playoffs. Yeah.
If they miss the postseason for the second time in 3 years, there's a very real possibility that they part ways.
So Breaking Vegas Sports says the COVID year with all the opt-outs changed a lot. And then the year was, of course, a rebuild. Oh, and that deal with Kraft overseen with ESPN has just about been paid off. So
I mean, everything has sort of gone south since Brady left. I mean, everybody dealt with COVID. I mean, guys were opting out all over the league. It wasn't just a Patriots thing. Sure, they had more opt-outs than the average team. But they also, they thought Cam Newton was an NFL quarterback, and they evaluated Cam Newton and thought, hey, this guy is our guy. And he couldn't complete a 10-yard pass. I mean, they were basically running the wishbone, where they had a tight end, they had a fullback, they had another halfback, and then Cam was a bulldozer, but they didn't even throw the ball. So that got scrapped after 1 year, and then they draft a rookie quarterback. But, Bill's the one making all the football decisions. So for them to take a rookie quarterback, I think in some weird way, gives Belichick extra time, because it takes time to groom a young quarterback. But the Patriots for the last 20 years have been about one thing: Super Bowls. So you have the expectations, and then you have the reality. They are not a Super Bowl contender right now. Mm-hmm. That being said, if they miss the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised if Robert Kraft says, all right, Bill, we're going to give you 1 more year, and then it's over. And then at that point, maybe Bill says, well, I'm not doing 1 more year. I'll quit right now. I don't know the dynamics. I don't know either guy. But the writing is on the wall here. I mean, Bill Belichick is not going to be here forever.
So one last question before I say farewell. I'm big on a good farewell tour. When Brady left, I was like, nope, not his last year. He needs a farewell tour. He's not going out on Roethlisberger's year. You need the farewell tour. Do you think Belichick is a farewell tour kind of guy? Is he going to give all of his, longtime rivals one last shot at beating him? Or do you think he just walks and says, we're good here?
I would say the latter. He is not really a sunshine and rainbows type guy. I think we have sort of learned that, especially in the down years without Brady. I mean, his press conferences, people have been now making segments. I was watching the Pat McAfee show the other day, and they now have a segment called Bill Belichick being Bill Belichick. And people ask like very good questions like, hey, Bill, who's the quarterback going to be for the game this week? I don't know. Does the team know? We've discussed it. So he's almost like the evil emperor, if that makes any sense. Like he's just he's not saying much. He's not doing much. I don't think he gives a rat's ass about a farewell tour. He's not Cal Ripken. He's not Derek Jeter. He just wants to coach football and go home. So I would not count on the big fancy, retirement Bill Belichick tour. I don't think that's going to happen.
I mean, I'm saying Coach K had a good farewell tour. That was a hell of a farewell tour right there. Stimmy says, I heard Bill brought in the Madden Challenge champion to call plays.
Honestly, that would probably be a better idea than having a defensive coordinator call plays on offense. But look, when you're Bill Belichick, you do whatever you want. You dump the rings on the table, and that's that. That's going to be the way it goes until he's gone.
I feel like he's got like a loot bag, and he's like, and this one, and this one, and, just keep it going. You need a ring? I got rings.
I think Mac Jones is a good bet. Let me reiterate that one more time. I think he's a good bet to go over. Look at his passing touchdown number. By all accounts in training camp, they are throwing the ball more in the red zone. That's been a historically run-first team. They love to hand the ball off inside the 10, inside the 5, but they are putting Mac back in the shotgun, and they're getting the ball to Jonnu Smith quite a bit as well. So, again, Mac Jones over the touchdown passing number. If you shop around, you can find a 21.5, but there are several 22.5s. I think 30 is very possible for the kid from Alabama.
All right. So, and then who are we taking? You said Panthers aren't playing anybody. Patriots are pretty much playing everybody. It went from Panthers +2 or Panthers -2. Now it's Patriots -3. So a huge swap on who the favorite was there. That always tells me to go with a new favorite because sharp money, if you're switching a favorite into a dog, that's telling you that sharp money has moved that line. And then the total on it is a 39.5. I see that holding fairly steady there. What do you think about a total on this one?
I'd lean under. I don't love this game one way or the other, but if you think about the way the totals ran last week where 13 of the 16 games went over, the Hall of Fame game the week before went over. So we're at 17 preseason games now, 14 overs and 3 unders. You know what happens. The bookmakers just jack these bad boys up. This total should probably be like 36.5 or 36, but because all the games went over and everybody knows that and everybody's betting overs in this week, these totals are all a little too high. I think 39.5, 40 is just a little too high.
And not to mention that Vegas knows that the betting public loves to bet an over also. So you guys all think you're brilliant right now. Woo, overs. And then just wait. You're flying a little too close to the sun, Icarus. Just be careful there. Be a little bit careful there. Sammy, tell the people where they can find you, what you're up to. Tell them your spiel. Tell them your gig.
My elevator pitch? How much time do I have? You can follow me on Twitter at SPShoot. At SPShoot. You can go to our website, Nesson.com. We have NessonBets.com. That's all of our betting content. My other spiel is that I'm coming back to Vegas August 26th to 29th. Signing up for my contest, hopefully meeting you for some more drinks.
Yes.
And that's pretty much it. I just love the gamble. That's pretty much it.
That's awesome. I've got the insiders room guys are all coming in. I'm proxying for them all. I know I'm proxying for Higgs, but I'm also proxying for Dan Kaiser and the insiders room crew. So I'm going to Sandusky, Ohio on Saturday until Wednesday, the 24th. And then I come back in and it's like just a round. It's a huge round of meeting other handicappers and having drinks and talking football. So I'll be here. Definitely we'll get together at the office bar.
See you there.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks so much for coming on, Sammy P. Guys, follow him at SP Shoot. Check him out at NESN NessenBets.com. Thanks so much for coming on. And my chicken dinner show airs today, right? Or tomorrow?
It drops tomorrow. Yeah, you'll be on chicken dinner tomorrow. That's what we call a home and home in the business.
Yes, I love that. Nailed it. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Thanks so much, Sammy. I'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye. All right, guys, rocking and rolling. We're learning some stuff today. That was really good insight. I mean, all he does, Nessen, for anyone who doesn't know, is the New England Sports Network. So he does a lot of Patriots stuff up there. They jack the numbers up and everyone's thinking the same way. Okay, the unders hit this week. Nope, overs hit again this week. In your opinion? I don't know. I'm not necessarily, I didn't play a lot of totals. So maybe I don't have any skin in the game because I didn't bet a ton over the weekend. I just observed a lot of stuff. I observed a lot of overs. I just know that the nature of the beast, are we going to go like out of those 17, if we're, 14-3, are we now going to go 24-6? I mean, there's got to be a drop-off point. Maybe it's more even Steven. It's not all unders, but I don't think it's going to be all overs. I think things definitely have to get evened out a bit here. But that being said, my conspiracy theory brain always thinks, and I've said this before, that Vegas odds makers want people to make money in the beginning of the season, right? Say right now is the beginning of the season, and we're throwing out $5 bets. And keep in mind when I say this, how many people are new at sports betting, right? A lot of people, tons of them. This is going to be their very first year or even their second year where they get to legally bet on football, right? And remember, everybody thinks they're a genius when it comes to betting on football. So now I'm making these small $5 bets. Week 1, week 2, favorites are cashing, overs are cashing. I'm making I know some things. Now I'm going to up my thing. Now I'm up to $10, right? Now I'm grooving. But then what happens? Then the latter part of the season comes. Dogs start coming in, unders start coming. Everything changes. So now you're a confident sports bettor. You're betting more money. And there's no way at this point that the books can convince you that you're bad at what you're doing. You're just in, that was a close game, or, oh, that was a bad call, or it's just the psychology of it for me. The Madden Challenge champion hangs 32.3 points per game, though his offense is no joke. I'm not against that. Hi, Lenny. I can't feel my face, but I'm at home and I'm watching Morning Wood. I had football on, Lenny, and I talked football with the peoples. With the shorter preseason, teams are trying to see more offensively. And yes, things will get more difficult as the year goes on. That's just like my overall sports betting strategy, especially when it comes to football. Because there's more money in football than anything else, y'all. And like about 80% more action on football than there is on any given basketball game. There are only 17 of them. You only get to bet on your team once a week. It's not like you're playing, the Warriors 2-3 times a week. You got one shot to bet on your team. You've thought about it and overanalyzed it all week long. You're going to get action on this game. I could bet 1 out of 3 Warriors games a week and be okay with my life because I'll have 3 a week for the next, bazillion weeks. But football's not that way. Reiki Vegas, I hope you're wrong at least tonight. Woo! So let's just do a little bit of recapping. Pedro Mas, hedge it to be safe. Yeah, or tease it. Don't forget, football's here again, guys. We can tease things. We don't always have to take run lines and stuff. We can tease. Hola, Pedro. I was just asking about you yesterday. I said Donde Estás something. I'm like, speaking of Donde Estás, where's Pedro Mas? I haven't seen him in a while. So thank you again to our guest, Terry Edelman. Guys, find him at Let's Go Wild Picks. He's on Getting Wild with Terry and Friends Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And he does some shows on the weekends, too, that are football friendly. He's telling us when it comes to the Vikings this season, look for Justin Jefferson touchdown props all season. This dude's a stud. He's going to be making moves, making waves. And also, you might be wanting to look for the Vikings team totals to go over. Someone in our chat said they've got a decent chance at winning that division. And then Sammy P from Nessen, check him out at SP Shoot. Definitely want to look for Mac Jones props this season is what he was telling us. And you can find him at nessandbets.com. So thank you for everyone who joined us. Everyone, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Do me a favor and hit the like button. Hit subscribe. Ring your bell for notifications. We've got tons and tons of free content coming up for you guys all week long, all day, every day. If you aren't already signed up with BetMGM, get hooked up with the sportsbook. Use the promo code MORNING. When you download the app on your phone, it's going to give you up to $1,000 in a risk-free first bet for all new accounts. All right. And then also we were talking yesterday about a fantasy football league on the Morningwood Facebook page. This is the Morningwood Facebook page right here. And then let me drop into the comments. This is the link. So if you guys want to join the Facebook page for Morningwood, here's where you do it. It's where you compete in the Handicapper contest. And it's also where we're going to do our fantasy football. Lenny, are you still in here? What did Craig say about fantasy football? Are we doing it? We're going to try. He'll be here momentarily. Sugar balls, fantasy football. What are we doing? I don't know yet. I went 19 and 15. I'm 19 and 15 in the Handicapper. I know I'm taking the Giants under. I might want to take the Braves over. God, I'm so glad I switched my picks yesterday because that would have been detrimental to me. I did fall out of the Woody, but I'm way more concerned about my HC record than I am about anything else. Because I'm determined, people. I'm determined. I feel like I'm going to go over in the Atlanta game again. I just do. Call me crazy, but I just do. You went into fantasy football? You know, I was thinking maybe we could, because we were talking about doing teams for a different kind of contest. I was thinking maybe we could do teams. So because there's, you know, only X amount of teams, 32 teams, what is it, 12 teams in a league or something like that? I don't remember how he was telling me, but maybe you guys can double up and do it that way. But I'll check in with Lenny about that. I'll know more tomorrow. We'll do a little football Friday. I've got Joe Madden coming on the show tomorrow to talk about the Chargers, and Breaking Vegas sports bets himself, Daniel Henderson, will be on talking about the Bills. James S. is liking the under 8.5 for the team total on the Browns. Yeah, Deshaun Watson is out for 11 games, $5 million. Just that sounds good, right? That could be fun. We'll figure it out. We might need to draft a commissioner, but we'll figure it out. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. I'm sorry you're missing your Lenny. I know you guys like him better than me. It's cool, whatever. He does football. I don't know, probably smells better too. I don't know. He's funnier. But you're stuck with me, and I'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern right here on Morning Wood. If you guys haven't put your last Woody standing pick in, drop it into the comments of this video or find it over on the Facebook page. Find your box and put your pick in. Not too many of you left to go. For the Woody right now, I think I'm missing someone. I'm going to go back through. Ricketts got the Bears under 39. Tim Earl has the Mystics plus 3.5. Kate's taken here. Let me just share this with you because I've still got 1 minute. I can make this happen instead of just wrapping them all off. Shares the screens. Remember when we used to do this at the end of every show when I would show you the picks? I'd bring you in for a close-up. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. Was it DeVille? DeMille. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so I don't know why I can't make this bigger, but I can't. Lenny will yell at me if I do it wrong. I'm so smart. I think. I don't know. I could have screwed that up. My window's too small to do something? Okay. All right, so here we are. A's plus 1.5. There. Ha-ha. Pirates first inning money line for Sean, never heard of him. Pirates first 5 run line for Stimulus OG. Tim is taking the Mystics and Rickett is going under. I kind of feel like I might have missed one of you in there, but I'll scroll through right now and find you because I'll find you. It's raining in Houston. It always is. That's just Houston. Have a great, you too. I love you too. Okay, guys, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern for another round of Morning Wood. Bye, y'all.